no matter where you are in the world, especially here in Dallas, there are those that are in need, and there are a few of us who are called upon to do it, and that's one reason why I'm here. And how it makes me feel to serve the public is it's rewarding. In one word, it's rewarding. Again, I served in the military for a long time, and there's not another occupation outside of the military that I can think of that would be as rewarding as serving the public as a police officer.
Well, what it means to me to be a public servant is not only assist and help the community, but be a role model for the community as well. To be a shining example for the citizens of Dallas, to help them in their time of need, to help the helpless, to defend the people that can't defend themselves, to feel like it's a calling, to be there when no one's there for them, and represent the community of Dallas.
Taking pride in what you're doing, being a professional, when you're speaking to people or dealing with situations, to be a police officer or a public servant. I believe anybody can be a public servant if you're taking pride in what you're doing. The pride that comes from putting your name on something and knowing that you've done it well.
Public service to me is the most important part of the job. That's why we're doing it, you know, because I take pride in defending people who can't really defend themselves. I like to help people really that can't help themselves because they need it. You know, that's the main reason for public service to me.
The integrity, the pride, knowing that other people have given their life to wear this badge in this color to help others, helping people in need, sometimes helping that person that maybe you can get them out of that trouble, get them into a better pathway of life. To me, a public servant is probably the utmost respect you can have for yourself, knowing that you're going to give your life out for the other person.
Classroom training was great. It's necessary, you know, because before we get out in the streets, we have to actually know what we're doing. If you're gonna arrest a person, you have to know exactly what you're arresting them for.
The tests are extremely difficult, forces you to know the information, not just to memorize it, but to know the knowledge.
Luckily, we had experienced teachers coming in to give us real-world scenarios to clear everything up.
Having people from the department come in and actually teach the classes was very beneficial due to the fact they were able to bring their real-life experiences to the table, and they could kind of bring that to light, and it made the process a lot easier.
And learning the different aspect of the penal code, the rights of the people, to know to be a professional when you get out there on the job. So physical training to me, I mean, on this job, you should be physically trained at all times. You never know when you're going to get into the mix of things.
Some of the exercises involved weightlifting, running, and I think that's important, especially on the streets, being able to get your suspect off of you or help your partner. You never know what situation you'll be in.
Senior Corporal Marco has taught us very well. He's worked us hard, and I feel pretty confident in myself and my abilities.
He's very well-rounded, and he teaches us to be well-rounded. All his workouts were geared to us being good at multiple aspects of physical fitness. We weren't just running to be fast or lifting to be strong. We also built endurance, explosiveness, agility, all the things that would help us out on the street.
It wasn't more of a physical aspect, it was more of a mental. And for him, it was what kind of fight do you have in your head that your body's gonna follow with it.
Defensive tactics is super important, especially in law enforcement. You need to be able to protect yourself.
We've done everything in this academy, from personal weapon strikes, takedowns, fighting on the ground, any situation we could end up on the street.
Senior Corporal Merkel did a great job teaching us these in a practical way, you know, not overloading us and just showing us things step by step and how to fight if something goes wrong.
His training is going to help me along the way through my whole career. I feel confident in protecting myself and my partners.
Red Man is an absolute fight. There's many recruits in the academy that's never been in a fight before, and they were ready for it for Red Man after the training from Senior Corporal Marco.
It's all mindset, knowing that whether it's a fair fight or not, you're walking into a fight and you can't give up.
Red Man definitely challenges you physically and mentally.
It's important because you never know where you're going to use it. The more you train your body into knowing these moves, the better you'll react whenever put put in that situation.
OC, it was as bad as expected.
It's about a 5-second delay once you get sprayed to where you don't feel anything, and then the pain hits you like a tsunami.
When you open your eyes and you start trying to go through every step that the instructors are telling you to go through.
Where you have to do personal weapon strikes.
And then we had to get to the situation where we pull out our taser or we have to engage in firearms. But in 30, 20 minutes, even at the end of the day, the water just reactivated the OC. I must say, it was by far the worst day of the academy for me.
The mind is way stronger than the body. So if you can fight through that pain and you can do the things that we were required to do, fight, run, put out our location, actually know when to go to a deadly force or scale it back a little bit while you're being sprayed with OC, and it goes back to training your body to know what to do.
To fight through that pain, that discomfort, and still have to perform our job.
During the Firearms Training week, it was one of the best weeks. We learned how to operate the gun, how to shoot from different positions.
We cover a myriad of different things, from the safety aspect, from standard shooting, from close to long range, one-handed, two-handed, reloads, and various forms of firearm manipulation.
So the gun range was pretty interesting for me because I've never really shot a gun before, so learning from the instructors we have here at the BPD Academy, it was pretty good because their passion that they show.
There were various firearm instructors of all types that have worked decades in the firearm range. We had some instructors that were there for 20+ years.
Take people who have never touched a handgun before, and by the end of the week, they're putting rounds on target effectively and safely, which is more important.
I think it's very applicable on the streets since it's our duty to defend society.
Your firearm is your most important tool. You know, you never want to go to it, but when you do, you need to know that it's there and you know how to use it.
So the tactical police driving course was probably the most fun day at the academy. It was a little difficult in the beginning because when you start driving, you're starting to think that you're driving your own car, but there's certain proper ways and techniques that they teach you that you have to drive.
Day one, there was a course laid out with a bunch of cones, and every one of the recruits drove with an instructor, and they were in the driver's seat, we were in the passenger seat just observing, and that was kind of terrifying. They drove like NASCAR drivers, and it was absolutely scary. Most of us had never been in that kind of situation before.
We had a variation of different skill tests that we had to do, especially testing our reaction times.
To pass the course, you have to complete it in 67.5 seconds, which on day one, you don't understand how it's possible, but through the training of all the instructors and the constant repetitions over and over again, you slowly start to slow your time down.
But by the end of the week, when it was time to qualify, you know, after all the training that they had given us, it didn't seem that hard. I was looking forward to it. I was ready to qualify.
You learn not only your limits as a driver, but you learn the absolute limits of the police vehicle.
We're required to be in a vehicle for hours on end. So we need to know how this vehicle operates, how to operate the vehicle.
RBT stands for reality-based training. That's the portion of the academy where you really have to start thinking about the scenarios that you're getting into.
We have to start it from beginning to end.
You can sit in a classroom all day and they can tell you how to clear a room, and they can tell you how to rapid rescue, and they can tell you all these different things. But until you get in there, get your hands dirty and do them and go through the process of knowing how to do them, you don't comprehend. I don't anyway. I don't comprehend things until I can actually put my hands on it.
Situation simulation training was all 8.5 months of hard work summed up into one, from the moment in time we got the call all the way to the end to the report writing.
At the end, our instructors went over anything we did positive or negative and made sure that we learned from our mistakes.
You know, you step into a room, you don't know who's in there, and that can be very nerve-wracking, and you have to, you know, follow all of the instructions that they give you, or you can put yourself or your partner in a bad situation.
Again, it's preparing us for what we may and probably will encounter out in the streets. Through our community service, we actually went in the local communities here and went door to door, knocking on doors, and talking to the people in the community about their take or their stance on the police department.
It's very important to have that community engagement because that's how you build trust and bond with the community.
Getting out there and getting your face out there and gaining the trust of your community. You know, given the current climate of law enforcement now, every little bit that you can do to get out there and put a smile on somebody's face or give them some valuable information that they can take and use and spread is great.
Children, how they come up to you and then engage you. You know, they're looking at you as someone who's there to protect them.
But the overall feeling that we got, there's a lot of support in the city of Dallas for police officers.
I'm Brooke Bjornson from Rowlett, Texas.
I'm Marcus Bledsoe from Benton Harbor, Michigan.
I'm Danny Busby from McKinney, Texas.
I'm Aaron Cagle from Columbus, North Carolina.
I'm Marcus Cross from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
I'm Thomas DeCampley. I'm from Irvington, New York.
I'm Mireya Espinosa, Dallas, Texas.
I'm Joel Flores from Garfield, New Jersey.
I'm Jordan Fowler from Arlington, Texas.
I'm Chelsea Geist from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Jordan Griffith from El Paso, Texas.
I'm Larry Hill from Jackson, Mississippi.
I'm Brett Hoffman from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Eric Huerta, Dallas, Texas.
I'm Bradley McCullough from Anna, Texas.
I'm Rob Messenger from Allen, Texas.
I'm Kenneth Minka from Dallas, Texas.
Antonio Mora from Forney, Texas.
I'm James Wynn from Lucas, Texas.
I'm Stephen Wynn from Garland, Texas.
I'm Ariel Osorio from Mesquite, Texas.
I'm Andrew Pease from McKinney, Texas.
I'm Louis Pomales from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I'm Zulema Quevedo from Dallas, Texas.
I'm Orquídea Rodriguez from Garland, Texas.
I'm Elvis Scott Jr. from Texarkana, Arkansas.
I am Lake Sheffer, Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm Colin Stacha from the Colony, Texas.
Aaron Trejo from Euless, Texas. I'm Justin Wright from Los Angeles, California.
Lewis Young from Fort Worth, Texas.
I really appreciate my class, every single one of them. I know I made fun of a lot of them, but it was all in good taste. Like you guys have really become like a second family. May have got us in a little bit of trouble during the academy, a couple push-ups, but
a lot of push-ups.
As a matter of fact, one time he had a Chick-fil-A milkshake, and he saw Sergeant Foy, and so I was like, okay, go ahead and do some push-ups for me. Matter of fact, the milkshake has a straw, that's perfect. So I want you to take a sip of the milkshake every time you do push-ups. So Caleb did 10 push-ups, just 1 Sergeant Foy, 2 Sergeant Foy, and he did all 10 of them.
My final message to Class 358 would just simply be thank you. Thank you for all the memories. Thank you for all the moments. Thank you for being there and assisting me and assisting and helping each other and get through everything. Remember to stay true, and thank you guys.